everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lynn Wilson and you are in my home and we are going to chat today. So what are we going to talk about? We're going to talk about pantries and stuff and food and do I have too much? Do I have too little? What's happening in the world of my pantry? I also have an unboxing for you from a Scottish butcher. I know some of you are Scottish, you've mentioned that to me. And we have a German butcher probably 20 minutes from here. We used to have a Scottish butcher 20 minutes from here. And they have left the area. They retired. We actually had two of them here. One retired, one just closed up shop and only kept the one that they had in North Jersey. If any of you are from the Kearney area, this is from Stewart's of Kearney. And we also have an Italian butcher. I think there's 2 or 3 of those. I don't frequent them. I haven't actually been to them. I do occasionally go to the German butcher, which I love. And they've actually taught homeschool classes on cooking where my son had taken some homeschool classes. So it's really neat that this butcher, the owner of the butcher, has homeschool children. And he actually taught some cooking classes that my son was able to go to. So where have I been? Have I disappeared off the planet of the earth? No. I go through phases like most of you probably do where you just get caught up in life and things have happened. We've had several birthdays. I think as of tomorrow, we'll have had 4 birthdays in the past 7 days in our family. We have a 5th birthday next week, a 6th birthday the week later. So it's just been busy. We did go on vacation. We went and visited another YouTube family. We went to a wedding with this family and we had a great time. I'll be sharing a little bit of that and our adventures up that way on a next up and coming video. But in the meantime, we had families stay here in our home to house sit and also get a break from their place. And I was, did all the right things. I collected special foods that I knew that they enjoyed and made sure that was here and snacks and things like that. And then just took them on a tour and here's my pantry, here's my freezer, here's my refrigerator, here's my deep freeze. Here's where I keep condiments and oils and all of that. I was so excited to have a bounty to show them. And when I got back, I said, how did you make out? How did you do? Did you find enough food in the pantry? Yeah, you have too much food is what I was told. And they were overwhelmed and they were confused by what to find and where. Now, if I were to go to your home, I'd probably be just as much confused. Where does she keep her pots and pans? Where's the dishes? And I told them, make themselves at home, rummage in every cabinet. I wouldn't know what's missing anyway, so have at it. I have canned goods, I have pasta, I have soup, I have couscous, we have canned vegetables, canned meats, and peanut butter and jelly, and all the basics here, all the basics, canned tomatoes and all that stuff. But they were quite overwhelmed by this. Now, this is a single person coming to my home. I am a family of 3, but not only am I a family of 3, I do tend to cook for more than that. I cook for others. I cook for church events and just, company and all that good stuff, where this person isn't quite in that same level of where I am with cooking. And one of the things I have learned, and my husband and I just talked about this with a decluttering video I have coming up, I like to have what I need on hand. I like to feel secure with what I have. So I tend to maybe have a little bit more than maybe this one person has because I like to have things. I don't want to have to go out to the grocery store on a regular basis. Let me tell you what I did. Last year, I don't remember what month it was, but it was 6 weeks before I went to the grocery store, and I mentioned that on one of my videos. And I had people say, 6 weeks, I could never do that. I had other people say, oh, it's 2 months before I go back. We're all at a different stage in life. We're all at a different age, different family dynamics, different, family sizes, different parts of the country, different seasons that we're in terms of winter, spring, summer, fall. Some of you have snow, some of you have beach weather, all the rest. Financially, we're all in a different level of finances. Some of you can afford to shop for whatever you want. Some of you cannot. Some of you just choose not to. Some of you are very frugal and budget conscious. There's all different levels. What I did want to talk to you about, I just felt like I learned a unique lesson by having someone stay in my home for a week and allowing them to use my food, my pantry, my stockpile, whatever was here, for them to tell me you have too much food. So one of the things I think sometimes we tend to, what do you mean? When somebody tells you something, is there a lesson to be learned in anything? And one thing that my husband has taught me over the years is when somebody says something to you, how do I say it? Your initial reaction might be, like either defensive or denial or whatever you might want to say, and then sit back and kind of analyze it. And maybe it's just that they were completely wrong. Maybe it's not that they were wrong, not that you're wrong, but maybe there's room to change. Maybe it's just based on perspective. Their perspective coming in my home was I have a bounty. My perspective, when I watch other people's videos on their pantries and stockpiles, I'm like, whoa. We have a friend that has a canning stockpile, and they have more canned items, not this kind, but in the jars, canned items that they home canned. They have enough probably to feed their family for 3 to 5 years without a doubt, and they continue to can. That's how they feel they want to feed their family. I know other people that live and they buy food every week, every other week. They have a few things on hand. They could probably get away with a couple of days, and that's about it. You know what? It just really made me think, though. It made me stop and think when they said, you have too much. Let me look at what I have. Let me assess what I have. So one of these days, I'll get to a video and I'll show you, which is a never-ending, evolving thing in my home right now, is my pantry and stockpile. We've changed locations. We've changed cabinetries. I'm in the process of changing my coffee station cabinetry. I'm in a major evolving transition in my own life. My sister said it perfectly. We're not minimalist, but we like things simple. And I am just finding, because of the stage I am in life and who I take care of and what I need to take care of in my work and different other things in my life, I want things very simple. Again, perspective. What does simple mean to you? When you live simple, I'd love to hear that in the comments below. What does it mean to live simple? To me, living simple is having everything I need on hand, that I don't need to go to the store often. I don't have to shop often. Don't have to rely on anyone. I can rely on what I have here in my pantry to make a meal. I like to have those things on hand for myself. I think for a long time I didn't, and I'll be sharing that story on an up-and-coming video. And because of that, it has changed my perspective now. Some for the good, some for the maybe not so good that could use a little tweaking. But let's get back to this pantry. Do I have too much? Well, I have this pantry. This is my go-to. I'm going to make a meal, and I come over here, and I can grab pasta and sauce. I'm going to kind of point in the different directions. Over here, I can grab instant potatoes, scallop potatoes, barley, couscous, rice. Things along that line are here. So this is my go-to. I have a cabinet that's right over here that has some additional canned goods, vegetables that are like an overflow, and I take from there and I put it in here as needed. Or some other odds and ends of things that I just didn't have a place for. Somebody gave us something. It goes in here. And anything that I've canned over the past few years, which I have not been doing, and there's another conversation for another time. Will I continue canning? Yes or no? And if I do, what will I can and what won't I can? So if you're interested in that, leave me a comment below and I will follow up with you on that. But I have those canned items here. In the top cabinet here are my spices and my baking goods. Sounds complicated. I guess it does when you explain it, but for me it makes perfect sense. Everything has a place. I have cabinets in my kitchen. My kitchen is not overly big, but I don't know about you. Instant pots, crock pots, pots and pans, those things take up a big space in the cabinet, plus dishes, plus baking pans, plus glasses, yada yada. There's not a whole lot of room for food, and I'm renting, so I must make do. So I have my everyday pantry here, and I have some overflow in other places. It works for me. Is it a lot of food? Yes. If you were to come, you would say you have enough to last you. I personally like an overflow and enough to feed my family. I will give you an example, and then we're going to do an unboxing. For the month of January, I did not want to go on a no spend. I don't believe in no spends. I think it's not good for myself, for my friends who work in retail, because if I didn't spend, they wouldn't have a job, and I don't think it's good for the economy. That's just my 2 cents. I do believe in low spend. You might have to cut back sometimes. We are trying to get some things paid off. We're also trying to save up for some things. And because of that, we went on a low spend, and I only bought what I needed when I needed it, such as dish detergent. I think I'm down to about that much. That'll last me a day or two, and then I will need dish detergent. It's not a matter of, oh, I have none in my stockpile. That is something to me that I like to have in my stockpile, but because I'm on a low spend, I'm going to buy only what I need. There are a few other items that we've been doing that. I'm not stockpiling certain items. I have plenty. That's not to say my family will go hungry. We will not. We are fine. Freezers are full. These things are full. But I'm only buying a little bit of produce. And once it's used up, use the canned goods for a week. Then go buy some more fresh produce. Use that up, then use the canned goods for a while. Trying to rotate my pantry, rotate my stockpile, as well as just low spend. I was pleasantly surprised at the end of January from a low spend on how much, it wasn't a ton of money, but it was enough to get us over the hump of something else we were trying to get paid up, and I was able to do it. It was like breath of fresh air. Coming out of the holidays, Christmas, all that was paid in cash. We had enough money for that. And then going into January, you just have bills once in a while. And I was able to get that little extra that I needed. I'm going to do the same in February. February is the shortest month. For me, it's the busiest month at work, and I'm going to plow through this month, do the best I can to work with what we have. And if it means a few more canned veggies versus fresh veggies, we're going to do it. I'm going to limit what we do. I'm going to pull back a lot to just make do with what we have. Even like snacks, I have a bag of apples sitting over here, and I'm like, I've got apples that are looking a little wonky. I saw somebody bramble cake, and it looked good. I probably never would have thought to make it, but she made it with chunks of apples. I can do that. Then she took the rest of her apples, chopped them up with a little lemon juice, and froze them in the freezer. And I thought, I can do that. She also made applesauce. I'm like, duh, I've made applesauce in the crock pot. So making sure I use every bit of everything I have and not wasting anything at all, so that for the future, I can save some money for another event or something else that we want to do, and so on. So with that being said, let me quickly get into this order that I got from Stewart's of Kearney. So it came in a nice box. It says it's 10 pounds on the UPS ground label. Here's the cover. Here's the order. Stewart's Scottish Market, in case you're interested in going, in Kearney, New Jersey. And what I got was Scottish meat pies, beef. I got 6 of those. Sausage rolls, I got 6 of those. If my kids are hearing this, they're going to flip out because they love sausage rolls. Beef sausage links, I got 2 16-ounce packages, and Empire biscuits. I got 4 of those. Cooler, I might even just save that, because if we go shopping out and about, I can use this. So here we go. Oh yeah, they're frozen solid. My 6 meat pies. And I bet you this is my Empire biscuits. Yep. And I don't know what this is. And beef links. Doesn't look like very many, but. And sausage rolls. Oh, I got 2 beef links. Here we go. Here's the other one. 2 of those. And then sausage rolls. So let me open up the sausage rolls, because some of you might be curious, what does a sausage roll look like? Oh, Mama Mia. Okay, doesn't look like anything too fancy. It's a puff pastry, and inside is a beef link. Let me tell you, if my 2 older kids knew that I had this, they'd be taking a jet plane to get over to their mama's house. So we're going to just put these back in the freezer, save these for a later date. and enjoy them. And that's all I have for you. If you have any questions, let me know. I'd love to hear about how you're doing with your pantries. Anything new, anything different? Is there a buzz in the air about a new trend? What do you guys think? Are you doing anything different? It's a new year, a fresh start. Are you finding that you want to do things different? Are you, doing more food, less food? What are you guys doing? I would love to hear from you in the comments below. And if you like this video, if you wouldn't mind giving it a thumbs up, I'd love to grow my channel even more. And we'll just talk to you on the next video. All right, bye-bye.